Hello, everybody. Welcome to Most Wanted Topics. I'm your host, Kevin Dennison. Along with me, Atomic Tommy, in a change of venue. We are not in the studio. We are in the main store. People have never seen this before. It's unbelievable.
They've never seen it, ever.
Ever. They've never seen a recording in our store. This is our first time. Yeah.
Look, the back room, there's a big sale going on here at Most Wanted, and the back room is preoccupied.
Our Mega Meltdown sale is off to a great start, and it rolls through the 30th. So now, got to tell you, we're closed on Monday, and you know that because it's Monday night you're watching this podcast. So let me tell you what. Tuesday we start again. We roll through the 30th. And then it's all done. Your chance to save 25% on these beautiful wall books behind us. All these back issues in the long boxes you see. I tell you what, the 25% off toys. And then, of course, we have our overflow room where we have $1 and $2 books and blowout clearance items. If you haven't been to the sale yet, you've got until the 30th to do it or until it runs out, whichever comes first. So get to Most Wanted Comics in beautiful Bloomington, Minnesota, 9919 Lindale. And check out our sale. So we're going to be here in our backup location here in the main show floor for this episode. And we got a little bookkeeping, a little calendar update. July 27th, mark your calendars. The Honky Tonk Man will be here and signing autographs from 10:30 to 2:30, taking pictures. The greatest Intercontinental Champion.
Yep.
Coming and taking over Most Wanted Comics on July 27th. So everyone be here. If you're a Honky Tonk fan or a wrestling fan, we got a great one coming. So we're really looking forward to that on July 27th. Also, we have our new comic books coming out on Wednesday.
Yes, we do.
And let's talk about that a little bit before we get into other things.
Yeah. So last week, was a business as usual week. We had the big sale, but unfortunately, Marvel didn't get the exciting memo because it was a very midweek for comic books. They did not live up to the hype.
It was kind
of the Mega Summer Meltdown sale.
Yeah, we should have sent a memo to them.
We should have sent him a memo saying,
Most Wanted Comics Meltdown sale.
This is an important week. It's a big week. Can you maybe follow through? And they did not. It was a very midweek. However,
thanks a lot, Marvel.
Was one standout among the crowd, and that was, I got it over here, that Uncle Scrooge and the Infinity Dime. Man, Jason Aaron knocking it out of the park with such a fun read. I mean, it's just so fun. I love Scrooge McDuck, DuckTales. We all watched it growing up. And to see these classic Disney characters who are icons in the comic book industry and in comics, they've been around for so long, come back, is super cool.
It is cool.
And it's just a fun book. If you haven't read it, I get it. It is a Disney thing. Not everybody likes to read Disney comics, I understand, but it is fun, and it's written by Jason Aaron, who is a titan in the comic industry these days. So definitely check it out. I mean, there's just not much else to say other than it's fantastic.
Perfect. And let's talk about what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, coming up this week.
Oh, we forgot to talk about Destro.
Yeah,
Destro was a big book.
I'm indifferent. The G.I. Joe stuff, I was never as big on as I was with like Void Rivals and Transformers. That stuff is really good. And I'm not saying like Destro or Scarlet was bad, but I'm just kind of indifferent. That's more the Mahfouz thing.
Yeah, but it was a good seller.
It was a good seller.
I thought it was worth an honorable mention because Destro was a good seller. But you're right. Uncle Scrooge, iconic, can't compete. Turtles book to fill the gap, of course, came out. But yeah, it wasn't anything super exciting, but it was decent.
The G.I. Joe stuff, I think, is, it's a preference thing. I'm not saying it's a bad book or that it's, there's any problems with it. I'm just saying, if you're not really a G.I. Joe fan, you're not going to get the same experience out of a Destro book that you might, with something you are a fan of. And that's true with anything, right? If you're not a Spider-Man fan, you're not going to like a Spider-Man comic. But I'm a little indifferent on the G.I. Joe stuff. That is the Mahfouz territory. But coming up this week, a kind of a business as usual week. I'm going to be honest. Again, there's not a ton this week. From DC, we do have, however, Absolute Power Ground Zero, the one-shot, kicking off the event of the summer.
Not as big as the Mega Meltdown summer sale.
Not as big as the Mega Meltdown sale, but DC's banking a lot on Absolute Power here, and we'll see how well it goes this week. Also for Marvel, I figured I'd bring this up because it is kind of cool. X-Men Blood Hunt Magic #1. I'm not quite sure how to pronounce the character's name. Some people pronounce it different ways, but that's not important. What is important is that it is being written by another local Minnesota star, Ashley Allen, who's done some work for Marvel and DC in the past, and she's back for another Marvel title. Local
Minnesota
writer.
talent, killing it again.
Absolutely. I figured that'd be cool to mention. But yeah, that's what we got this week.
All right, well, here we go. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to switch seats because the Mighty Mafu wanted to get on here. We have a surprise because we're going to talk about last week the Mafu was talking about some G.I. Joe, and he wanted to go into it. And we had actually someone email it. What is your top 10 G.I. Joe toys? So I thought it'd be cool if Matthew and I each came up with our favorite G.I. Joe toys, since someone did email that. And so, Brian, here is your answer. You did say it was okay to mention your name. So Brian emailed in and said, hey, what's your favorite toys? So we're going to do a top 10 all-time favorite of the Mighty Mafu and of the iconic Kevin.
Iconic.
We're going to do our top 10 list right now. So we'll be right back after this message from the Honky Tonk Man.
Bloomington, Minnesota, get ready. This is the Honky Tonk Man. I'll be in the house July the 27th from 10:30 to 2:30, all afternoon long at Most Wanted Comics. That's Most Wanted Comics in Bloomington, Saturday, July the 27th, 10:30 to 2:30. We'll be signing autographs, taking pictures of all the fans. Get out there, get there early. We're going to have a good time. For all the details, go to mostwantedcomics.com. That's mostwantedcomics.com. The Honky Tonk Man, the greatest Intercontinental Champion of all time, is coming to town.
Are you ready for this, iconic Kevin?
I am ready for this Mighty Mafu. All right, let's do this. Top 10 all-time G.I. Joe toys. I go first because I am iconic. And here we go. We are going to roll with the number 10 on my top 10 list. All right, Brian, here you go. This is our favorites, both Kevin's and Mafu's. All right, Skyhawk is G.I. Joe top 10. I love that. It was a little compatible. It was easy to fly around, easy to just land on different aircraft at the fortress, at the headquarters. It was great. Love the Skyhawk. Number 9, the Whale. I love the G.I. Joe Whale.
But it was fragile with the engines, but it was such a cool toy. And I don't know if you know this, but inside of the control room, one of the panels is removable.
Yeah, but I broke all mine right away because I actually played with my toys. And then, of course, the G.I.
So watch
Joe,
out for those broken.
the APC.
Oh, such a versatile toy because it could float on water.
Okay, not only could it float on water, but it could also dub as a carrying case. When you went to your friend's house, you grabbed the APC, you could shove all your figures in the back, and it worked as a carrying case for the figures. So
30 Joes could have fit in it.
It was a vehicle. It could float on water. It could go on land. It could wipe out because it had a nice canton to blow up those idiots on Cobra. I tell you what. So, okay. And it served as a carrying case if you want to bring your figures. All right. So then, of course, there was some cool Cobra stuff too, like the Stinger. I love the Cobra Stinger.
Yeah, because if you watched my review on it last week, you know how much that I love it because it was a great stealth attack vehicle for the night.
It was good. I also liked the Cobra Checkpoint.
Oh yeah,
it wasn't a big fort, but it was just really cool to have because it could set it up in midfield. It could serve as an outpost. It was just great for setting up your army builders and having all out war. I loved having the checkpoints. And then of course there was the Cobra Rattler.
Oh, such a great toy.
That was a great toy. It was a great plane. I just loved everything about the Cobra Rattler. It was so cool. It was a cool color purple. It was just a deep blue. It was awesome. It was awesome. Anyway, so the Cobra Rattler's up there. I love the bombs. I love the top turret gunner.
Oh yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
You have that in there. Okay. And then of course my favorite tank, the Hiss tank.
Oh,
the
love
Cobra
the
Hiss
tank.
That's a classic. That's iconic. That's a good one. Then for the G.I. Joe side, okay, coming in at number 3, these are my 3 all-time favorite toys. The Dragonfly.
Oh, such a great toy.
That is. And it was so cool to have a toy helicopter that was so realistic. It was like Blue Thunder.
That was in...
At the time, Blue Thunder was on TV. I was like, all right, I got a Blue Thunder and I got a G.I. Joe. 2 things I could play with at once.
Yeah.
All right. And then, so of course, you got the Sky Striker, the F-14 Tom, because it was also dubbed as a Top Gun toy because the F-14 Tomcat.
It is up there with the Rattler.
Up there with Top Gun and G.I. Joe. Loved the Sky Striker. And of course, the G.I. Joe headquarters base. How could you go wrong with the classic headquarters base? Couldn't get, of course, I love the aircraft carrier, but of course, couldn't afford it at the family. And of course, it was bigger than our house at the time because I was too poor to have that. So it couldn't even fit in our living room, I don't think.
Well, yeah, because it was 7.5 feet wide, and you needed either a Sky Striker or really a Dragonfly or a Skyhawk just to have.
So that is my top 10 list. Mafu, let's go over your top 10 list.
Well, I might have some stuff on yours, but number one, Sky Striker, and there were really two versions because the early version had two parachutes because when you open up the canopy, you can pull out the seats, chuck the figure in the air, then the parachute would just come out. That was awesome. And then for the later versions, it was just one seat. I think it was just the pilot seat, not the passenger seat. So
keep going.
And then the Cobra Rattler, again, great display piece.
Yep, Rattler's awesome.
It is a very beautiful toy. And then Storm Shadow version 1.
Okay.
Because Storm Shadow, because he's a ninja, and people love the ninjas. Ninjor from a Motu. Everybody had a ninja.
Okay, I like that. I didn't know we were counting figures. I thought we were doing toys, but that's all right. As he said toys, he didn't specify, so I just assumed vehicles.
Snake Eyes V2, because that is one of my favorites. It's better than the Commando, because it comes with the sword, the Mauzi, his backpack, and his wolf Timber, which, if you remember back in the cartoon, he met Timber in the Pyramid of Darkness, like the Mastiff Ice.
Yep.
In the Arctic. And I'm a fan of Timber. He's
cool.
He's one of my favorites. And then you got the Hydrofoil. Oh, such a great...
That was a big one.
Big boat. It could challenge the whale.
You could. You
but it dwarfed the water moccasin. Because I love the water moccasin, but the Hydrofoil's just better.
Yeah, it was cooler, way sleek. It was sleek.
Yeah. And the missiles, great. Then the Cobra Stinger.
Stinger, yep. That's good. We're
great toy.
That, yep.
The Tomahawk.
Oh, I forgot about the Tomahawk. Yep.
Great. It came out in 1986, but it was really cool because you could have 4 Joes in the back manning the machine guns and also with their standard guns to kind of shoot down those Cobra Night Ravens and other vehicles.
Yep.
And then the Crimson Guard. I am a fan of the Crimson Guard. I don't know why, but probably because of their nice armor.
At the time, it was just cool to see the red figure.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
Then the Bat, the Cobra Bat. I love that android because it had really 4 attachments. The right hand can come off, then replace it with a flamethrower, a machine gun, or a claw. And that's really cool. And then Cobra Commander version 1. I love that figure. As much as people like the hooded Cobra Commander, I mean, I like it, but the helmet, like the version
helmet was
1.
a way better Cobra Commander. When I think of Cobra Commander, I definitely think of the helmeted, not the...
Yeah, because he was also
I don't want a grocery bag over my head. Think I'm ashamed of my favorite football team. You know, I want the helmet. All right.
I'm a fan of the Patriots. Got to put a bag over my head.
Yeah, I'm my Detroit Lions suck again this year. Here's a paper bag over my head.
Shut up, Dad.
All right, cool. What else we got? Anything else on the list?
I got some honorable mentions.
We're going honorable mentions too. Wow, nice work, my fool. Right.
Thank you. The water moccasin, as I said, I'm a fan of it, and I love the figure. Now I can't remember the name right now, so I'm sorry. Things get lost in translation in my brain a lot sometimes. So my apologies. And the Hiss Tank.
Yep.
Because it was a versatile toy in the treads. Because the Mobat had rubber treads that, unless if you had batteries, it was dead. But with the Hiss Tank, it had plastic wheels, treads with wheels at the bottom so that you can roll it around without the need for batteries.
Cool.
And the driver was really cool. Then the Terradrome.
Of course, the Cobra base. Yep, that was good.
It was 3 in 1 because you got the playset, then you got the vehicle, and then you got the figure.
Yep.
Which was really cool. And then the Snow Serpent.
Snow Serpent.
I love the Snow Serpent.
I didn't like that one that much, but that's cool. Next on the
Mobat.
Oh, the Mobat. Yeah.
I know I mean, the
Forgot about that
Moped
one.
is a really cool toy because I have it in my collection. It's in the
You
base,
do.
and I just love that toy. But I'm not going to deny it. It has the treads that are chrome, so it's breaking. Then the whale. It is a great display piece. Like, it is gorgeous when you have it all complete, nothing broken. But
It's fragile,
also,
like you said.
yeah, it is so fragile. But some honorable mentions in my top 10.
All right, you heard both our top 10s and the honorable mention. If you have your favorites you want to send in, please email them into us or let us know in the comments which one's your favorite. And also, if you like what you're seeing or you want to see more content from us, please subscribe to our YouTube channel or hit the like button or do both and tell everybody about Most Wanted Topics here at Most Wanted Comics MN on your YouTube channel. Mafu, thank you for the top 10 exercise. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It was fun to kind of relive the glory days of my toys and what you're collecting now and on the hunt for. So, yeah, like I said, comment in or email. Let us know what your favorite toys are. We'd be happy to see what you guys like out there in G.I. Joe fan land. All right, we're going to be right back with Atomic Tommy. We're going to wrap things up.
Yes, and another quick thing. We are also buying vintage toys.
Oh, that's right. Most Wanted Comics does buy vintage toys. So if you want to sell your vintage toys, feel free to come to us. We'll give you a fair offer. All right,
Well,
cool.
I'll see you all next time.
Thank you, Mafu. All right, we back with Atomic Tommy, and I tell you what's going on now? You know what? We gotta. What did you think of our take on our top 10 GI Joe list?
The Mafu is detailed.
Boy, he gets into that list.
he
He
gets
went way
into it.
further. I didn't know we were gonna do honorable mentions, and then he even took us. He went figures.
You went for yeah,
That's a whole nother
wow.
ball. That's a whole nother rabbit hole to go down. I'm gonna
That's
have
the
to.
same. Yeah.
But anyway, did you have a favorite? I know you're not big into GI Joe, but out of all the vehicles you've watched us collect and pass down to you two, what's your favorite vehicle?
You know,
Or
I'm gonna be
figure.
honest. The Sky Striker is pretty iconic. You know, I mean that's
You
it's
can
hard
dub it.
to,
Yeah, the Sky Striker is pretty awesome.
It's hard to have one better than that. You know.
Yeah, that's true. It was big, but it was just cool because of the whole Top Gun thing too. Besides GI Joe,
Yeah.
it was multi-purpose. Cool. Well, hey, we got to do some shout outs here.
We do.
Brian, thank you for the giving us the idea for the exercise for GI Joe. Hey, we have to send a shout out to the Souser and of course Matt and JD getting it done for us, and a special thanks to Matt, who's also head of our graphic design program here at Most Wanted Comics. So we got to give a shout out. And JD, one of our biggest supporters and fans, and always there to support Most Wanted, and one of our best security guys you could have at Most Wanted Comics. And also, I got to tell you what, we got to also send a shout out to Riley taking his driver's test. Got to send a shout out of good luck to Riley in the driver's test, and of course Logan and Scott. There you go. That's going to be it for the shout outs today. I forgot you. I didn't make my list today like I should have. So we'll catch you next time on the shout outs. And anything else, Tommy, before we go for the week?
I think we're good.
All right. Sale ends on the 30th, or last chance. So we open back up on Tuesday. And we'll see everybody next week.